This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Penner versus Martin. You all have been in a long-term relationship, are engaged to be married later this month. Mr. Penner, why have you brought your fiance here to our court?
Well, Your Honors, I basically brought my fiance Brittany to court because I believe she's cheating on me. You know, there's been a lot of strange things going on. I'm finding random text messages in her phone from random numbers. She doesn't come home at night, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. She might show up. It's like the trust is almost gone in relationship, period.
If you find out she's cheating, then what?
If it comes out that she's lying and she's cheating, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to pack my bags. Then the Mac is back.
The Mac is back.
Oh, my God.
Miss Martin,
Yes.
what are you here to prove?
I'm here to prove that I am not cheating. Romel is crazy. Like, he's going through my clothes, my phone, my purse. It has to stop.
So what's it like in terms of the strain on your relationship to have someone accusing you of cheating and just not trusting you?
It's hard because I love this person. If I didn't love him, I wouldn't be marrying him. Like, I don't come home because I work a lot. And when I do work, sometimes I do go out with coworkers, but he's on my back to the point he's driving me crazy.
It's just like we were best friends and now we're the best enemies, you know. It's the trust issues, you know. She went out and came home at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, okay, where you been at, you know? And she's like, oh, I'm out with my friends. She came laid out on the couch. So why you didn't come get in the bed with me? She's like, well, I just want us to lay out here on the couch and relax. And I found that kind of strange, you know?
Miss Martin, you came home
Yes, ma'am.
at 4 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Where had you been?
I work 12-hour shifts every other day. And one night I decided to go with a couple of girlfriends to have a few drinks. Of course I had them, but when I came in, my first reaction wasn't to go run to the bedroom. I sat down on the couch and was tired. I went straight to sleep.
So she came home, it was late. Who among us hasn't crashed on the couch at one point or another?
But that's not the only thing.
Okay.
You know, as I tried to pull her close to me, like, baby, come here. I said, man, it smells like latex in here.
He has lost his mind.
You know?
He's lost
and
his
I'm like,
mind.
and she's trying to, like, kind of pulling away from me, you know?
Okay.
And at that point right then, I'm like, oh, hold on a second. You know, I know what you've been doing. You know, you've been out in these streets.
Okay, wait. Where did you smell latex?
In the air. It was, you know, as she was pulling away, I'm like, what's that smell?
Okay.
Okay.
You're on.
Tell me, did you smell like latex?
I work at a nursing home. I wear gloves. Like, what do you mean?
You just came from the bar.
Oh, man, I went straight from work to
you
there.
telling me you came from
No,
the bar
No,
with
sir.
rubber
No,
gloves
sir.
on your hand. What, you about to rob somebody?
No, man, whatever.
You work at a nursing home?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever smelled latex on her before?
No.
Are you
never.
crazy?
Never. Never smelled latex on her
You
before.
full of...
Was there anything else about this particular incident that had you concerned besides the latex smell?
I mean, just the way she pulled away from me. But like to add, my mom always told me don't go in a woman's purse because she might have a snake in it and you might get bit. So, but I didn't listen. I got bit.
Is
that why you told me not to go in your purse all these years? Because you got a snake in there?
I won't say I have a snake in there, but if you go in there and you're not supposed to, something will bite you.
All right. So did you get bit?
Yeah, I got
going in her purse?
because I found a condom in there. Mind you, we have children. We have children together. We haven't been wearing no condom, and it was an extra schmedium, and I don't wear that.
Where are you playing?
You know what I'm saying?
It was a what?
Yeah, I don't wear that.
A what?
A what?
An extra schmedium.
An
What is
extra
a
schmedium.
Extra schmedium.
What is the extra
It's small and medium at the same time.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so small and medium, that's
the same time.
an extra schmedium.
Schmedium.
And you're saying you don't wear...
I don't wear those, you know.
You don't wear those?
I don't wear
my
those.
God.
That's not your
That
size.
ain't my size.
That's not how you roll.
I ain't rolling like that, so.
How did he find an extra schmedium in your purse?
Because Romel goes through everything I own. Like, if I have a new purse, old purse, it don't matter what it is, he's gonna go through it. The purse was old. I happened to switch purses because my other purse had a hole in it and I was losing stuff. He goes through it, finds it automatically. Oh my God, you're sleeping with it. How do I have the time to sleep with anybody? And then when I come home, when he wants to be all affectionate from screaming at me every other hour, why do I want to show affection? My coworkers can hear him talk from over there, screaming at me.
You know,
Okay,
it's like
so here's the thing.
It's like that country song.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to kiss the lips at night. They've been chewing your butt out all day.
What country song is that?
Yeah, you never heard that? That's by the Notorious Cherry Bombs. Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's hard to kiss the lips at night. They've been chewing your butt out all day.
Oh my God. Okay. Here's my question.
Yes, ma'am.
How old was this purse? Because you've been with this man 7 years.
Yes. It was old. Like, we just...
So it
moved stuff from the
predated
store.
you dating him?
Yeah, I went through a box of old stuff. Like, all right, I'm gonna take this. This is gonna be my work purse. I'm not gonna go buy no other purse just for work. And then as he goes through it, automatically, I'm this, I'm that. You're sleeping with him, that. What?
Okay.
But Miss Martin, the reality is, you can understand
Yeah, I can.
why Mr. Penner is like, hold up.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Penner, has she cheated in the past that's made you feel the way you feel?
Yes, Your Honor. She cheated in the past. She had this real big party. So a month later, she comes to me, she's like, I'm pregnant. Shortly after that, she says, that night I had sex with somebody and I didn't use protection. I really don't know I don't even know the guy's name.
Did you, in fact, step out on him that one night?
Yes, but he said he's telling you guys that we were separate. Romeo was moved out of my house. We were broken up. But when I did do this, I went directly to him and I told him the truth. And then he was tore up about it, that he wanted to continue the relationship. So we worked through it, and then we found out our daughter was his, and then everything was fine up until here recently.
Okay, what has triggered this move to distrust?
What it is the sneakiness. It's the fact that you're not where you're supposed to be. I call your job and I say, is Brittany there? I would like to speak to her. Well, no, she wasn't scheduled to work for today. Well, where are you? Where you at? I'm looking for you. Now I'm getting more suspicious.
So how many times did that happen where you called a job and they
Wow.
told you she wasn't scheduled to work that day?
At least happened about 4 or 5 times. Either she's not there
No,
or she's left early.
It has not.
Okay. So, Ms. Martin, why were you not there?
Because I cannot get any breathing room from Romeo. When I'm at home, he's screaming. When I go to work, he's screaming. I would tell him I'm going to work, and I will go to my mother's house and sit. Because just to collect myself from all the ranting and raving, I cannot catch a break. He's driving me crazy.
So, Mr. Penner, are you hawking her all day, every day?
No, I'm not hawking her, but I do want to know the truth. I don't want to be made out of a fool. If I'm about to get married, I'll be worried about her.
Do you at least see how she feels that you're hawking her all day long, every day?
Yeah, I understand that. Yes, sir, I understand it. But she created this.
But
she created
Your
this.
Honor,
Okay, but
Your
two
Honor,
wrongs don't make a right.
No, it doesn't.
Your
No,
Honor,
it doesn't.
I made one mistake. I've owned up to it. I've apologized. I've jumped through hoops. But I wouldn't be here if I didn't love that man. Like, I want to marry him. We got 2 children. I'm not lying about anything.
Mr. Penner, what other evidence do you have that she's cheating?
Okay, Your Honor. I had a birthday party, and we was having fun. We was out dancing, kicking it. She said, well, I'm ready to go. I said, okay, fine. So I take her to the car. I say, well, give me 5 minutes. Let me go handle something. I'm coming right back. So it took me 5 minutes, came right back. He was gone.
I didn't.
I go home, sit there, 2 hours, come by after I called her, and go into voicemail. 2 hours come by. She comes in the door. Oh, why did you leave me? My sister had to bring me home. I'm like, what, leave? I told you, give me 5 minutes. No, you was in there 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's not argue. It's my birthday. I'll let you have it. Okay, I'm sorry if I left you. Come here, baby, I want some birthday sex.
Were you at least a little smoother than that? You didn't just come out like, hey, I want some birthday sex.
Not in those words. I didn't say that in those words. But that's what basically.
Because I don't think that works.
No,
I didn't say
it doesn't
like
work.
That.
It doesn't.
I did not
It does
say
not
like
work.
Okay, all right.
No, sir, I did not say it like that. Okay. The very next day, I went to the phone. I was trolling. I'm so sorry. But I looked and it said, hey, I had fun the other night.
Co-worker.
Uh-oh.
You're
Who was
losing
this?
it.
She said, oh, it was just one of my coworkers. The other night was my birthday night now.
Miss Martin, tell me what happened the birthday night.
Okay, towards the end of the night, I'm like, Romeo, come on, I'm ready to go. I'm sick, I don't feel good. And this is what he says, give me 5 minutes, let me collect my birthday money, and we're gonna go home. I sat in that car for almost 40 minutes. So I was like, forget it. He wanna stay in there and keep partying, I gotta go home. My sister pulls up. She was like, well, okay, I'll take you with me. I gotta make a stop, but then I'm gonna drop you off. And as I'm pulling into where we live, Romeo is standing outside, like over the balcony. Where have you been? What are you doing? And like, I'm like, I rode with my sister. She picked me up because you took 40 minutes to even get me home.
Okay. What other reason do you have to believe that Ms. Martin is cheating?
Well, she's ending up with extra money from out of nowhere. Now, we never hide our financials from each other. We always know what we both have because, just to be honest. So won't nobody have nothing, no ill feelings. And here of late, she's been coming up with extra money out of nowhere. She has $100 here that she didn't. I'm like, man, where did that come from?
Because I have bonus checks that I don't even tell him about because he will take.
Oh, for real?
That he will take. He takes my money and does whatever he wants. So the bonus checks that I get in between, that goes into my savings account.
Ms. Martin, he started his comment by saying, we share our finances, we tell each other everything so we don't have any issues. And now you're saying, well, I don't really share everything.
I didn't share that.
All right. So we've got these allegations that you've made against your fiance. And you said that this relationship, depending on what happens today, is on the line.
Yes, sir. I always go with my gut. My gut never lies to me. I believe it's not lying to me now.
All right. To get to the bottom of this, the court has ordered a polygraph test for Ms. Martin. Ron, would you please escort into the courtroom our licensed private investigator and polygraph examiner, Mr. Kendall Scholl?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Scholl, how are you today?
Good, Your Honor. And how are you?
We're doing good. It's good to see you. Now, you had a polygraph examination performed on Ms. Martin, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
You asked Ms. Martin, on the night you came home at 4 a.m., did you have sexual contact with anyone other than Mr. Penner? What was her response to that question?
Her response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being truthful.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
We have other questions. Ms. Martin was asked, on the night of Mr. Penner's birthday party, did you have sexual contact with anyone other than Mr. Penner? What was Ms. Martin's response?
She said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being truthful.
How are you feeling?
I'm relieved that he knows, but it took all of this to get here. It's just hurtful.
And there was one last question. Since the birth of your first child, have you had sexual contact with anyone other than Mr. Penner? What was Ms. Martin's response?
Her response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
First of all, Your Honor, I would like to say that I made it clear to her prior to asking this question that we were not talking about the man that she was involved in that required them to come to paternity court earlier.
Okay.
But after I made that clear to her and asked the question, the lie detector determined that she was being deceptive.
I knew it.
But you knew, no.
that, man. I knew
he
it.
knew, he knows. He's been told he knows about
lying.
this. No. You knew about the text message.
No, I didn't know.
Yes, you did.
I didn't know about this.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Ms. Martin, Ms.
Wait.
Martin,
Yes,
Hold
sir.
on.
what was it that he knew about?
He went through my phone at the time we was having trouble, and I was engaging in text messaging someone, which he knew this person because the name was there, and he went through my Facebook, and I even showed him, so he knows who this person is. Nothing went past that besides the texting and the hug, which he knew about.
Mr. Scholl, sexual contact in this context, was that explained to Ms. Martin?
Yes, it was, Your Honor. Sexual contact can be any physical touching, any groping, but it can also include sexting, as we call it, messages, pictures, or whatever.
And what you're saying to us today, that you actually were sexting with a gentleman?
Yes, and he knows about it. He's seen every message per message.
Okay, again, if he told you it might include sexting, why did you say no?
I don't know.
Mr. Penner, did you know about this incident that she's
No, I
referring to?
didn't.
Yes,
No, I did
you
not.
know his name.
Oh, Miss-
I know.
Ms. Martin, hold on.
Yes, sir.
No, I didn't. I did not know anything about that.
But here's the thing, Ms. Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
You can't have a trail of lies and expect him to believe you.
And if you want to go down the aisle together, you all have got to work on your trust issues from both sides.
Mr. Penner, you came here for some facts, for some answers, and you've gotten them. What is your decision about this relationship? You all are supposed to be getting married by the end of this month.
I know I said earlier that I was gone, but everybody make mistakes. I'm not perfect myself, and I think we might be able to work it out.
You are married, been together 14 years, you have a family, but cheating allegations have caused you, Ms. Donnell, to seek information regarding a divorce from Mr. Starks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about why you've opened your case.
2 years ago, we got into an argument, and he left that night. When he left, he was down the street with a friend, and the next morning when he comes home and he's explaining what happened that night, he told me, when I talk to her, don't believe whatever she tells me. And since then, it's little things that make me feel like he's cheating with my friend.
The situation she's talking about, I did leave. The young lady that she's pertaining to was down the hill. Her cousin gave me a ride to my mother's house. Mm-hmm. That's the only contact I've had with that woman in 14 years.
But you knew something was going to pop off. That's why you went back home and said, whatever you hear, don't believe it.
Hold on, Your Honor. That's what she said.
You deny that
I
happened.
do not recollect saying anything like that.
So what are you here to prove today?
I'm here to prove that I love my wife, I'm here for her, and that I'm not a cheater. I believe in Jesus Christ. I got married one time, and I'm not a cheater. Okay. And I'm standing on that.
Bottom line.
Ain't no more lines.
All right. But it's my understanding, Ms. Donnell, that you have gone to see a divorce attorney.
Yes, ma'am. I've seen lawyers. I've talked to everybody that I need to. If this doesn't work, if he's cheating on me, then I got my foot out the door. I'm ready to go.
You're serious about this?
Yes, I do love my husband. I really want our marriage to work. I got married one time. I don't want to get a divorce either, but I don't want him to be cheating on me as well.
So why do you believe he's cheating right now?
Well, we've had incidents. I do have evidence, if I could give it to you.
All right. Ron, would you
Yes,
take that from Ms. Donnell?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So tell us what we're looking at.
Well, one day he told me that he was going to work, and later on that day, I was looking at our GPS. It's kind of together on the phone, and it showed that he was at a hotel from 8 to 11:47. And he tells me that he was just driving through the parking lot, but I don't know no parking lots 3 hours big.
Okay, so at 8:07, he tells you he's going to work.
Yeah, he's supposed to be at work.
And you find on the GPS that it's at a hotel.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's at the hotel from 8:07 to 11:46.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's your understanding that he was supposed to be at work.
Yes.
Okay, were you at work or
Yes,
were you
ma'am.
at the hotel?
Ma'am, I work in the moving industry. So I usually meet my boss wherever close to we're gonna go because he drives me, I have no license.
Okay.
So the job we did that day was at a place adjacent to a hotel.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm in the same parking lot as the hotel, her GPS, I guess, picks up wherever I'm at. So I'm saying I ain't never been nowhere with no woman in a hotel, outside of a hotel, in a back car seat since I've been with my wife. I ain't been nowhere with no woman in no hotels.
But if you were meeting your boss to go to work, why does it have you there just for 3 hours?
No, I was at work all day. I don't understand. What we need to do is probably call the GPS company and figure that out.
So you're saying your job, your moving job that day was adjacent to the hotel.
Just like
and
that.
that's why it was pinging.
The only reason.
And Ms. Donnell, you don't believe that?
No, sir. Also, that same day, he called co-workers that he was supposed to be with. If you at work with the co-workers, what do you need to call them for?
It would be like me calling Mr. Cutler. We sitting here on the bench together.
No.
All right.
Your Honor,
And all
it's
of
not
this
the
has
same.
led you to believe, okay, he was meeting somebody at that hotel.
Yes, sir.
And
Okay.
he was having sex with that person.
That's what I believe.
Oh my God. Well, here's
All right.
what I know. That the reason I called my coworker is because I'm moving. We have an elevator. If the elevator gets stuck, or if I'm in the elevator, who you gonna call? You got me?
Mr. Starks, you got an answer for everything, it seems like.
Always.
You got it lined
You got
out.
an
You got
answer
an
for
answer for everything.
Because I'm the one living this. I work every day.
What is it like living like this?
Terrible. It's stressful. In the last maybe 7 months, I've lost 15 pounds because of this, because of a lie.
Have you told her about the stress in this
For
relationship?
14 years.
You've been living this
I've been
for
being
14
accused
years.
of cheating since 2000.
But have you told her about
I
what
talk
the
to her
stress is doing
every
to
day.
you?
She should see it. That's my wife.
Oh, I see it, but he don't see the stress that he causes our whole house. He's just stuck on him. You know, he's not really open to other people's feelings, to how we feel about the situation.
Mr. Starks, do you understand that she's under stress?
Yes.
Has she
I
talked to
truly
you
believe
about that?
I truly believe that.
And
that's why I'm here.
What is your reaction to that?
My reaction is I'm here. I've been the same person since I've met my wife. I've never, well, there's been a situation in 2004 or 5 where I cheated on my wife. We were dating then.
You were dating
We were
then.
dating then. We were 3 months, 4 months together.
And he cheated on me
And
for a year. This has been 2 years. This one is 2 years. And I just
Before we were married.
about this one.
But okay, so you had cheated in the past, you admitted it, you took him back, but you understand why her trust is broken.
Yes.
Once that trust is broken, and then you don't take affirmative steps to reestablish it, from then on, there's a cloud. You all have been living under a cloud
But
all
he's saying
this
he
time.
has
Why
taken
get married?
affirmative steps. He's been
Why
faithful.
get married to someone that cheated on you if you don't believe in them?
Ms. Donnell, is there any particular person that you're concerned about that he's cheating with?
With my neighbor. She was a close friend. It's just going really crazy. You know, he says, I want to believe that he's not cheating, but it's just the little things that happen, like our GPS. It'll say that he's at my home and he's not at my home.
So
But
that's
she's-
saying that the GPS ain't working. If it's saying that I'm not at home, I could be right beside her and she tells me, your GPS said you're down the street. And she's even told me that her GPS doesn't correctly work sometimes.
All right, when you say the
She's told me.
the GPS is not, it says that he's home, but he's not home. Where do you think he is?
With my neighbor.
I mean, how close is the neighbor to you? Are you in the same building or right
Yes,
next
ma'am.
door?
Yes, in the same
so
building.
it may show that he's home
But
because you're in the same building.
yes, ma'am.
But he's not in your apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
You brought an exhibit to demonstrate what you're talking about.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you step to the monitor, please?
Okay, we were into it that night. So he went to a friend's house, and I wanted to, you know, reconcile that night. I wanted him to come home. So I go out to his friend's house. At 1:45, I get there, and we sit for a minute. You know, I asked him if he wanted to come home. He said that he wanted to stay because he could get to his job better that way, although I could have drove him. So I leave, and I get home at 2:27. Later on that night, my phone pings from his phone on the GPS, and it says that he's at my house at 3:46. He was never at my house. Nowhere in my house was he to be found in my apartment.
Your phone tells you that he gets home at 3:46.
Yes.
But he's not in your apartment.
No, Your Honor.
And so from 3:46 to 7:19.
At 7:19, that's when he leaves for work. At the same time he was leaving for work, the neighbor was leaving as well.
So you believe that at 3:46 he was in the building?
Yes.
But he wasn't in your apartment?
No, ma'am.
He was at the neighbor's apartment?
That's what I believe.
And that's why it pinged that he was home. He was in the building, but he was with the neighbor?
Yes.
And you believe he was with the neighbor
I
because he's
believe it.
cheating?
Yeah, I believe so. And also at 7:19, I was still at home.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Donnell. If you come back to the podium, please.
All right, Mr. Starks, are you cheating with this neighbor? All right, Mr. Starks, are you cheating with this neighbor?
Never.
Were you at her house?
Never.
You were not at her home?
Never. Only time I've been at her home was when she first moved in. She drinks a little bit. I did a moving job.
A lot.
I did a moving job. They gave me liquor. I thought they were pretty cool. She's a drinker. I gave it to her. So ever since I did a good deed or whatever, trying to be a friend, like she said.
Oh, he's been
I've
a friend
Mr.
a lot.
Starks, why
he give her a lot of liquor. He's been a friend very often. He's not even
Often?
a big drinker.
Often?
And he would go and buy liquor and, I'm gonna take one over here.
Let me tell you how
on
often
her
it is.
birthday.
She
he
got me
wanted
so
to give
messed
her
up.
liquor.
I can't look out my own windows. If I look out my window and her car pulls up, I'm cheating. Just for her
But
pulling up.
Mr. Starks,
say.
why is it that her GPS
You tell
shows that
me.
your phone was in your apartment building, but you weren't at home?
Please explain it to me.
You explain it to me.
I can't.
That's why
I
you're
cannot.
here.
I'm not being accused of cheating. You're the
I
one that's being
understand that.
accused of cheating. You
The
explain
only
to me
thing I can answer,
why. You explain to
100%.
me why your phone shows up
Can't.
as being in your apartment
Cannot.
building, but you're not in your
I
apartment
cannot explain
for
that.
4 hours.
Only thing I can explain, Mr. Cutler and Mrs. Cutler. is I've never cheated on my wife. That's the only thing I can explain.
So you have no explanation why your phone shows that you were in your apartment building but not at home.
I cannot tell you how GPS works.
And you deny that you were in your neighbor's apartment during that
I
period.
ain't been in that lady's house. If I was in her house, she knew about it. I ain't never been in her house fornicating, cheating with no woman. Not just her neighbor, no woman. I haven't hugged, kissed, touched a woman since 2005 or 6.
All right, Miss Donna, you have a witness. 2005 or 6.
In between 5 or 6.
Miss Donna, you have a witness. Sir, would you please stand?
A witness.
Would you please state your name for the court and your relationship to the parties?
I'm Randy Donnell. This is my sister.
All right, Mr. Donnell, can you tell us, do you believe your brother-in-law is cheating, and if so, why?
I have reason to believe he's cheating because there's a lot of things that don't add up, and I was present for most of them, so.
Have you seen him with the woman in question?
Definitely. I go outside and, you know, they having a good conversation. I walk up and everything stops and, you know, they split ways. There's even been a time where he said, I can't even talk to my neighbor. And I felt like, well, if you was talking to her before I came, why not continue? What are y'all talking about that I can't be around? That's happened multiple times, you know?
So because you've seen it more than once, it's so noticeable that they must be talking about something they're doing.
Right.
You know when people are talking, and it's like...
Yeah.
And when you come into a room, then it just...
Everybody stops talking.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Donnell.
Sit down.
I think we've heard enough evidence. Ms. Donnell believes that her husband is cheating with the neighbor. Mm-hmm. She tracked him to a hotel where he stayed for 3 hours, 4 hours. Mm-hmm. Her brother believes that he is involved with the neighbor because he's seen how they interact with each other.
And they go silent when somebody walks in.
And they go silent. And his phone is in the apartment complex at 3 in the morning till 7, but he's not in the apartment. And she knows he's not there because she's tracked his phone. And all of this has led her to believe that he's cheating. And she's already said that if she finds out that he's cheating, she's done. She's gone. The marriage is over.
And she's gone as far as to talk to some attorneys about a divorce.
Yes.
Well, because of this court has done a complete investigation of this matter. At this time, the court would like to call former military interrogator Lena Cisco to determine, is he cheating?
Good day, Ms. Cisco. How are you?
I am well, Your Honor. How are you?
Doing good. It's good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you as well.
Would you state your credentials, please, for the court?
Yes, Your Honor. I am a former Department of Defense certified military interrogator who has interrogated members of Al-Qaeda and Taliban shortly after 9/11. And since that time, I have been training law enforcement personnel, military personnel in interrogation and interviewing techniques.
Tell us what you did to investigate this case.
I had the accused write a witness statement, and I analyzed that for any indicators of truthfulness and deception. I studied the case file, and I put together an interrogation plan, and then I interrogated Mr. Starks.
So you conducted a full interrogation?
Correct, Your Honor.
What were your initial findings?
When I interrogate someone, I look for any indicators of truthfulness and deception, verbally and non-verbally. Mr. Starks did give me some concerns in the beginning when I asked what I call my lie-exposing questions.
All right. What did you learn in your investigation?
As the interrogation went on, he also gave me a few more concerns because some of his answers were very common deceptive responses. So, for example, when I asked him if he had sex with the neighbor, he gave me a definitive no, but he also did a slight head nod as to yes. And then he went on to claim that what he is accused of being at a hotel for 4 hours, he was actually waiting for a ride from his boss to go to a work site. And then he proceeded to take out his phone and show me text messages of how they coordinate pickups.
So what did you conclude?
So for someone who has conducted hundreds of interrogations and interviews since 2003 and has been catching liars since then, I do not believe that Mr. Starks is cheating on his wife, and I do believe he's being truthful.
right, Miss Donnell, you have a smile on your face. What's going through your mind hearing the results?
It made me feel a lot better, you know.
Al-Qaeda, baby. I'm just normal. She interrogates Al-Qaeda.
I still feel like it's a lot of things that we need to work on, you know. I don't like having trust issues, you know.
And hearing these facts, do you feel like I can get to that point where I can start to trust him again? Because she's saying he has been faithful to you.
That's all I wanted.
And that's all I want. I love my wife. I've always loved her. I love her until I die. But I want Chris to be fixed. You know, and I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I am not.
Just like she's gonna have to work on her building her trust up in you, you're gonna have to dial back some of that difficulty.
Yes, ma'am.
So that you all can move forward
No problem.
happily and healthily.
No problem.
And it's going to be on both of you. She's got to let the past go, but you also have to let the past go.
Yep.
Are you ready to let the past go?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Are you ready to look forward to a happy future and all of this behind you?
I definitely am.
Then that is a wonderful first step.
Yes.
You all have been together for 9 years. You're married. You have one child together. But this once happy, loving marriage may be on its last legs, depending on what happens here in this courtroom today. Am I right, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've initiated this case. Tell us why you brought your wife here to court today.
I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Once a liar, always a liar in my book.
So you got them all rattled off. Once a cheater, always a cheater, and you don't want to be fooled twice.
Not going to, Your Honor.
And you think you're being fooled twice because she is cheating.
Yes, sir.
How does this feel for you?
I just want to know, you know. I just want to know what has she been cheating. I want my family to be together. I want to have my family to stay together. I want our relationship to go back to the way it was, you know, back when we first got married, back when that picture, you know.
Was made.
But you can't do that until you get some answers.
I got to have them. I'm tired of looking like a fool or feeling like that I'm looking like a fool.
Ms. Smith, what's it like living under these constant accusations?
It's very stressful at times. It's just...
Sleeping on a recliner?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm having to sleep in the recliner because I'm being accused of being with someone else. And can you imagine sleeping up in a recliner that don't even recline back good and you ain't been doing nothing? So I'm sleeping in this recliner for no reason.
Oh, no.
So you ought to not even sleeping in the same bed?
Not at the moment, no, sir.
You have moved to the recliner.
Yes.
Not even the sofa.
I was gonna say, even the sofa let you lay down.
No, you're in the recliner sitting pretty much just like this.
Yes, sir.
All because of these cheating allegations.
Allegations, that's right.
So you want to figure out what's going on as much as he does so you can get back in the bed.
Right.
Well, you have come to the right place because we're gonna get this resolved today, up or down.
Okay.
All right?
Mr. Smith, you said once a cheater, always a cheater. Has she cheated before?
There was a time where we had gotten into it and I had put her out. About 2 weeks later, she come home and, you know, she confessed to me that something had happened with my homeboy, you know, and, you know, I forgave her for it because she was honest about it. You know what I'm saying?
Woo, that's some kind of messy right there. That's messy. So you ended up cheating with this homeboy?
Yes, I did.
Well. All right, so you take her back.
Yes, ma'am.
Why'd you take her back?
Because she's the mother of my child. You know what I'm saying? I love her. I love her. I mean, look at her. I love her.
What do you love about her? What
do I love about her?
Yeah.
I mean, we go fishing a lot, man. You know? We're country. We're from the country. Okay. You know? And I love it. I love when she goes fishing. She's better at me than fishing. Hunting, too. You know what I mean? It turns me on. You know what I mean?
So
her hunting and fishing turns you on?
Ain't no lie.
He likes a woman that work the pole and shoot the gun. Is that true?
That's
until I get more fish than him, then he's
got a problem. Well, he knows how to reel it in.
Yeah.
All right, well, Color, you know, whatever floats a boat, let it float. Yeah. So you all enjoy the same hobbies and activities?
Yes, ma'am.
You obviously have a child together, so you're a family.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta think that these accusations are tearing your family apart.
They are.
Down the drain.
So, you said you took her back and you forgave her. Was there a period of time after this that there were no accusations?
Yes.
Why did the accusations start back up?
All right. I was going on a work trip. You know, she picked me up from the airport the next day. And I asked her, I said, you know, before we get home, is there anything that you need to tell me? I don't want to hear nothing from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? If something was to happen with some of my homeboys that stayed at my house at the time, you know what I'm saying? You need to tell me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know how they are. And I was going to give the opportunity, you know, if something had happened, you know, just tell me.
All right.
Let one of my homeboys tell me.
Was she acting funny or weird when she picked you up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was she doing?
I mean, she wasn't talking too much. She was just being short with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she wasn't being loving. She wasn't doing that, you know what I'm saying? When I first get in the car, she'll get in and kiss me and stuff like that. She wasn't. She just put the car in drive and we started.
So you're like, okay, what's this? Why am I not getting like, hey, honey, how was your trip? We were doing this. Me and the baby did this. It was just like, get in the car and go.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you felt like the lack of conversation, the lack of affection meant something was going on in her brain.
No communication.
All right.
All right.
So you got home.
As soon as I got home, I walked through the door and one of my other homeboys pulled me. He said, man, I need to tell you something. And he pulled me to the back, you know, and he told me that she had been on my couch under the blanket with another one of my homeboys. You know what I mean? And as soon as they tell me that, I go and get her. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's he talking about? You know what I mean? Why is he telling me this? And she denied it. You know what I'm saying? She steadily denied it and said it didn't happen or whatever. But I mean, as soon as I walked through the door, why would he tell me that right there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Miss Smith, why would he tell him that?
I don't know. I mean, you have to know these group of guys. They're always trying to stir up things. When me and him get into it, they're steadily trying to cause
That's
trouble.
what you always say.
Well, that's what's going on. I mean, that's really what's going on.
Were you under the blanket with somebody?
No.
I mean, were you on the sofa with somebody? Were you in a position with somebody that his homeboy could perceive something was going on?
I mean, yes, there was people sitting on my sofa.
Were you sitting on the sofa?
Yes, I was sitting on the sofa, and I even sat on the sofa at one time with the same guy that told him this. We were all drinking moonshine, you know. So I really can't recollect every single moment of the night as to where everybody sat and where, you know.
Drinking moonshine.
All right, what else have you seen that makes you think Miss Smith is cheating?
Okay. All right, so she usually gets home about 4 o'clock, 4:15, 4:30, somewhere around in there. And this day, she was a little late, about 45 minutes to an hour, give or take. You know, it was about 5:30, I guess she got home. And she walks in, hey, babe, how you doing? Trying to greet. You know, I just bolt out beside her, go to her car. I want to see if another man been in my car. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I mean.
Okay.
I look.
Mr. Smith, there seems to be no pleasing you. You know, when she came to pick you up.
Thank you.
And she was kind of flat, you're like, okay, something's wrong. Now you come home, she's like, hey, honey, how are you? And you're like, something's wrong.
She's an hour late.
I bet you, I'm gonna tell you what I think is happening, and you tell me if I'm right, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When he got in the car from the trip, she didn't say anything, so it's like, okay, what's she hiding? This time, she's been gone, she's late, so she's overcompensating, like, honey!
Amen.
And it's like, yeah, that's too much. You being extra, what's happened in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Smith is thinking, you know, I can't win for losing.
That's exactly how I feel.
All right, what happened in the car?
I went to her car, I searched the driver's side, just looking around, you know what I'm saying? I dug through it. And as I was going to shut the door, I found a condom in between the seat and the car door. I submitted a video, Your Honor.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
video submitted to the court.
All right, let's see this video.
Okay, judges, this is a reenactment of the day that I found the condom in my wife's car. Okay. I looked under the seat, nothing. I looked down below the seat, bam, let it condom. I mean, how would you have felt?
So you find it between, like that, in that little area by the
Yes, ma'am.
Car door, between the car door and the seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Where things always fall out and we never know where they are, can't find
I
them.
don't ride on the passenger side of my car, though. So how am I accountable for everything that's in my car when I don't ride over there? I'm a driver. I drive.
Okay, but who was in the car that had the
I
condom?
gave a coworker a ride home that day.
What was he doing with a condom in his pocket? In my car. They come 3 to a pack.
I don't know.
And you all don't use condoms, I bet.
No, ma'am. We've been
All
married
right.
9 years. No, ma'am.
So anything going on with you and this coworker?
No. You know, I never dreamed that I'd get home and my husband find a condom in my car. He's like, where did this come from? Well, I can't answer. I can't tell him where the condom come from because that's the first time I ever seen it.
Has this coworker ever flirted with you or
No.
made passes at you?
No.
So the only thing you did and the reason you were late was that you gave this coworker a ride home.
Yes, ma'am.
And it was not the kind of ride he's thinking about.
That's exactly right.
All right. Is there anything else that has happened or that you've observed
Yes,
that
Your
makes
Honor.
you think that Miss Smith is in fact cheating?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about it.
I was going on a fishing trip with one of my buddies early one morning, right? All right, so my cousin tells me that my wife comes home with a guy, brings a guy home with her, and they come in my back door and go upstairs to my bedroom. okay? And 45 minutes later, my cousin said they come down, went back out the back door, got in the car, and left. I mean, I got a written statement.
Okay.
From my cousin.
Ron, would you get that, please?
Thanks. And this is a cousin that's living with you.
Yes, sir.
All right, why was there a man in your bedroom for 30 to 45 minutes?
Because we have a air conditioner unit, a window unit in our window. Yes, the air conditioner was cold when he had left, but it was starting to freeze up stuff again. We're not just really rich people, so I'm thinking if there's something I can do to fix this air conditioner without having to totally replace it, then I'm gonna try that. And this guy that I work with
Was it the same guy that left the condom in my car?
Yes, it was.
So this is the same co-worker?
Ironic.
Wait. Did he fix it?
Temporarily.
It wasn't broke when I left going fishing.
All right, let me read this statement. This is from your cousin.
Yes, ma'am.
I was staying at Kevin and Mandy's house because I had surgery on my leg. I was wheelchair bound, but I have never been blind. Okay. I seen Mandy come in the house with another man I had never seen before. They went right upstairs and was up there for 35 to 40 minutes. He did not have a toolbox or anything, and she says he was fixing the air conditioning unit. I told Kevin right away, Mandy has always been sneaky. Statement from Laura Smith, your cousin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the man came in to fix the air conditioner without a single tool?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how he fixed it. I don't know nothing about air conditioners.
Sounds like he's just trying to look around my bedroom, what it sounds like to me.
Was he there to cool down the bedroom or heat the bedroom up?
He was there to make sure my air conditioner was staying cool. It was freezing up was what it was doing.
You understand how this looks, right?
I understand, but I mean, since when can you not have friends?
Well, we're not saying you can't have friends, but you keep giving this friend a ride. He's coming to your house. He's got condoms and in your bedroom, and you can't explain it. That's a problem. And the flip side of it is, if she's not cheating, she has been so impinged upon and so maligned. How does she forgive you for making her live this way? And I see the tears in your eyes.
Yeah. Mr. Smith, I see you. You're rocking back and forth.
She's in tears.
She's in tears.
He's got tears in his eyes. I mean, this is a mess. We are literally looking at shambles right here in front of us, love.
And the future of this just depends on what happens here in this courtroom.
All right. Well, this court has done a full and complete investigation to get to the bottom of this. At this time, the court would like to call certified polygraph examiner Tommy Platt to determine, is she cheating? Ron, would you explain?
Tommy Platt.
Mr. Platt, how are you?
Good afternoon, Your Honors.
Glad to see you. You've been doing polygraphs for more than 11 years. You've been fully trained, and you have literally done thousands of these polygraph examinations. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm looking at our litigants, and you're doing this, just squeezing your hands together. So I'm going to give you the opportunity, because Mr. Platt's going to tell the story. If there is something you need to share with your husband, this is the time to do it.
There is. The night that you come home from the trip and the guy told you that I was under the blanket with a guy, yes, that's true. I was under a blanket with a guy, but nothing took place under that blanket. It was cold. You know how cold it was when you left. I'm sorry. I should have just been up front with you when.
I don't
but
understand.
I knew it would have just went from there to there to there.
That's where it went. That's where it went. In my book, that's where it went.
But that's not what it was.
What would you be doing under the blanket with another guy if that ain't where it went?
All right. Mr. Platt, you conducted a polygraph examination of Ms. Smith, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you asked Mrs. Smith, did you have physical sexual contact with that man under the blanket? What was her response?
She stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was being truthful.
You almost fell out. Are you okay?
I'm happy.
Okay.
I know it's a lot of weight lifted off her shoulders, but it's a lot off mine, too. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like there's a glimmer of hope?
Yes, ma'am. There's always going to be a glimmer of hope.
All right.
You know.
We have another question.
We have one more question. You asked Ms. Smith, other than the one man your husband knows about, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than your husband? What was her response to that question?
Your Honor, she stated no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that she was telling the truth.
Let me just say this. You all need to establish boundaries. What's acceptable and what isn't. My son texted me not long before we came out here, and he sent me something. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna write this down because somebody's gonna need it today. And it was, explain your anger instead of expressing it, and you will find solutions instead of arguments. I think that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So when you're upset, instead of just going off the deep end, take that deep breath and say, okay, why am I having this? Does this make sense? How am I gonna approach my partner about it? Instead of like, and leaving her bleeding, or vice versa, you leave him bleeding. That's how you move the ball forward.
Communication.
Yeah.
Real communication, because you're communicating when you're yelling and screaming at each other, but that's not the kind you want.
Yeah. And it's easier said than done, because I know just the thought of your wife being with somebody else probably sends your blood boiling. It would for anybody.